Everyone's talking about brand voice these days. It's the latest marketing obsession, with brands scrambling to sound unique, edgy, and unforgettable. But here's the hard truth. Most are getting it painfully wrong. In the desperate rush to stand out, many brands end up blending in, repeating the same worn-out trends. It's forced, inauthentic, and, let's be honest, awkward. Instead of connecting, they come off as that try-hard friend who's always late to the joke. Off-key, out of place, and sometimes downright cringeworthy. What's the result? An audience left scratching their heads and a marketing budget that might as well have been set on fire. So why does this keep happening? And more importantly, how do we get it right? First, let's call out the elephant in the room: authenticity. Did you know that 88% of consumers value authenticity when choosing which brands to support? And 81% need to trust a brand before they even consider buying from it? These aren't just numbers. They're proof that consumers see through inauthenticity, and they care. But here's where brands go wrong. They try to manufacture authenticity. It's the branding equivalent of buying a leather jacket during a midlife crisis. It just doesn't fit. Instead of uncovering their unique voice, they copy what's trending on TikTok or Twitter, hoping it will make them cool. The truth is, when you chase trends, you lose your voice. And once your authenticity is gone, so is your trust. Let's break this down. What is brand voice really? It's not just how you talk, it's your core personality. Your voice is the foundation. It doesn't change. Your tone, however, can shift depending on the platform or audience. Think about it like this. Your tone on a first date is different from your tone at a family reunion. But your personality, the essence of who you are, stays the same. Look at Apple. Their voice is minimalist, sleek, and confident. Whether it's a keynote presentation or a customer support email, Apple's personality shines through. Now compare that to Burger King's Twitter humor, which often tries to be edgy, but sometimes crosses the line into tone-deaf. The lesson? Consistency in voice builds trust. Inconsistency does the opposite. Another pitfall brands fall into is the siren call of trends. We've all seen it. Corporations awkwardly jumping on meme culture, trying to act like they're in on the joke. It rarely lands. Remember when an investment bank tried to use slang and hashtags to appeal to a younger audience? It was embarrassing. Consumers don't want brands pretending to be something they're not. They want brands that know who they are. Case in point, Lego. They've never tried to act like a trendy millennial. Instead, their voice is clear, playful, and true to their identity. Creative and timeless. This authenticity pays off. Studies show that 91% of customers reward authentic brands, and 94% are loyal to brands that demonstrate transparency. Now let's add some cultural context, especially for audiences in the Middle East. In places like Saudi Arabia and the UAE, brand authenticity is deeply tied to cultural and societal norms. For example, what works in Dubai might not resonate in Riyadh, and what lands in Riyadh might not even work in Jeddah. Take Aramex, a logistics company that embraces its Middle Eastern roots. They don't try to imitate global giants like FedEx. Instead, they focus on regional nuances, speaking directly to their audience in a way that feels natural and relatable. In a region where traditions, family, and community are paramount, brands that ignore these nuances risk losing credibility. Authenticity isn't just a nice-to-have, it's essential. So, how do you create a brand voice that resonates? First, stop chasing trends. Not every TikTok dance or viral challenge deserves a branded response. Instead, focus on the fundamentals. Who are you as a brand? What do you believe in? Who do you serve? What value do you provide? Answer these questions honestly, and let them guide your voice. Take Nike as an example. Their voice is clear and empowering, always inspiring the athlete in everyone. Whether it's an ad featuring Serena Williams or a simple Instagram post, their messaging is unmistakable. Simplicity is key. Your voice doesn't need to be complicated to be effective. It just needs to be true. In the end, your brand voice isn't a costume you put on. It's the character you reveal. In a world of savvy consumers, it's not about trying to sound cool. It's about sounding real. Authenticity, consistency, and cultural awareness aren't just strategies. They're necessities. So the next time your team brainstorms how to make your brand edgy, pause. Ask yourself, is this who we really are? Because in the long run, audiences will remember the brands that were real, not the ones that tried too hard. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, check out my blog at caffeinatedmusings.com. And don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe for more videos on marketing, tech, leadership, AI, and digital trends. Also, check out our podcast on Apple Music and Spotify. New episodes drop every Tuesday.